Hello to everyone in TV land. This is Focus on Liberia Online Television, and you're listening to the Focus on Liberia Daily News. I am Gwendolyn Dorado, your presenter. I bring you the headlines. Citizens of Magibi County suffered two separate tragedies leading to loss of two persons. The Liberia Marketing Association rejects the Liberia Land Authority's claim that the marketers took part in the sale and distribution of a portion of their land. Chinese ambassador to Liberia pledges commitment to supporting the economic and social development of Liberia. Those were the headlines. Now the news in details. The people of Magibi County have suffered two separate tragedies leading to loss of two persons. A 5-year-old boy was allegedly killed and his body dumped in a well in Telecom community, while a man in his early 20s was gruesomely murdered for his earpiece. Police in the county are investigating the incidents with several arrests made, including a suspect identified as Prince Jallo for the murder of the earpiece owner. Suspect Prince Jallo is reportedly the ringleader of a gang that attacked the victim, Michael Freeman, around Dominic K. Hina School in Wena Town. The attack occurred on Saturday, November 9, the same day the little boy was discovered dead. The New Dawn newspaper gathered that the minor identified as Joshua went missing on Thursday, November 7, and a search was launched for him immediately, but was found dead. A jury team set up to probe the death of little Joshua reported there was no foul play. However, medical report indicates that the boy's neck was broken as a result of falling. Some community residents are accusing the owner of the well of allegedly killing the minor and dumping his remains in his well, but the accused denied having anything to do with the death of the child. On the other hand, police are still probing the murder of the second victim who was attacked to death, and several suspects are currently behind bars pending the outcome of the current investigation. The late Freeman was returning from a graduation party of a family member when about 11 gangsters surrounded him. The attackers are said to include females. A source told the paper that the victim resisted his attackers from snatching his earpiece when he was stabbed with a screwdriver. Angry residents in Kakata are currently agitating for prime suspect Prince Jallo to be turned over to face mob justice. The National Port Authority of Liberia and Society de Exploitation de Port Massa Maroc have signed a memorandum of understanding in Monrovia to strengthen Liberia's port infrastructure and enhance its regional trade potential. The MOU establishes a strategic partnership between the NPA and Massa Maroc, a leading Moroccan port operator, to modernize and expand key ports in Liberia under a comprehensive development master plan. The signing ceremony, which took place at the headquarters of the NPA early today, marks a milestone for both Liberia and Massa Maroc, with two primary projects aimed at advancing port capabilities. Development and operation of a new multi-purpose terminal at the Port of Monrovia. The partnership will pursue a public-private partnership concession to develop a modern multipurpose terminal which will accommodate a diverse range of cargo, including dry bulk and general cargo, enhancing operational efficiency and service capacity at Monrovia's principal port. Concession agreement for the Port of Buchanan seeks to enhance the multipurpose terminal at the Port of Buchanan, including the design, construction, financing, and management of this critical infrastructure to facilitate efficient cargo handling and bolster economic growth in the region. The 18-month MOU establishes a framework for collaborative efforts between the two entities to access current port operations, share expertise, and finalize consensual agreements. Masa Maroc, a subsidiary of Tango Med Group with a strong presence in African port development, aligns its growth strategically with Liberia's ambitious development goals, bringing expertise in sustainable and innovative port operations. NPA Managing Director Mr. Sekou H. Dukley, signing on behalf of the entity, stressed the importance of the MOU and the partnership it fosters. The former Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, Councillor Kabina Mohamed Janneh, is threatening to organize a mass protest over the disappearance of his client, Ibrahima Khalil Sherif, whom he alleged was kidnapped by the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, Gregory Coleman, and the Solicitor General of the Republic, Augustin C. Fayad. Sherif's house was raided in early October, at which time he was arrested and taken to the Monrovia Central Prison, and his money and two vehicles seized by a joint team of officers of the Liberia National Police and the National Security Agency for allegedly recruiting ex-combatants in a bid to oust the junta government in Guinea. He was charged by the police for mercenarism, armed insurrection, criminal conspiracy, criminal solicitation, and paramilitary activities. However, lawyers representing Sherif filed a criminal appearance bond, upon which the judge of Criminal Court A, Roosevelt Z. Wiley, relied on to order his release from further detention on October 8 and request that his living body be brought before the court. After the court heard the matter, the county attorney of Montserrado County, Councillor Richard J. Scott Jr., on behalf of the Ministry of Justice, entered nolle prosequi in favor of defendant Sherif, but waived a reservation to refile when the need arises. The court then issued a mandate to the Liberia National Police and the Monrovia Central Prison to have Sherif released and turned over to the court. However, Councillor Janneh has accused the police Inspector General of subverting the court's order and refusing to release Sherif to the court, and that on November 3rd, between 3 a.m. and 4 p.m., the police Inspector General allegedly made his way to the Monrovia Central Prison without any reference to the court, brutalized Sherif, and later turned him over to the Guinean military junta. Chinese ambassador to Liberia, Yin Jingwu, has pledged his commitment to supporting the economic and social development of Liberia. According to him, the long-standing bilateral relationship that exists between Liberia and China will stand ready in supporting Liberia in every aspect. Speaking over the weekend at the seminar on deepening cooperation, work together for development, organized by the Chinese embassy, Ambassador Yin Jingwu assured the Chinese government's readiness to implement the focal summit outcome, which he said will deepen cooperation between the both nations. At the same time, Unity Party Chairman Luto Tape lauded the Chinese government's continuous support to the development of Liberia. Chairman Tape, among other things, recommended the need to foster a people-to-people relationship among the two nations, a business mentoring forum in Liberia, and invest in training of professionals. According to him, China should grant scholarships to the young brilliant minds to serve the Liberian developmental agenda. A high-profile delegation from the ECOWAS Parliament arrived in Liberia on Monday to mediate a mounting leadership crisis in the House of Representatives, where tensions have escalated following recent claims of vandalism in the joint chambers. The five-member delegation, led by ECOWAS Parliament Speaker Honorable Mamamatu Ibrahima, aims to foster dialogue between rival factions within the House and help restore unity. Prior to her delegation's arrival, Madam Ibrahima extended warm greetings to the people of Liberia and stressed recent strides made in the country, particularly the successful transition of power in January 2024. However, she expressed deep concerns over the ongoing political impasse within the Liberian House of Representatives, which she said threatens the stability and security in the region. In two separate communications to Speaker Fonati Kofa and Deputy Speaker Thomas Falla, Speaker Ibrahima said, in light of the fragile political landscape exacerbated by recent coups in neighboring countries, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria, the current chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State, has directed the ECOWAS Parliament to facilitate an immediate parliamentary resolution to the crisis. Majority members of the House of Representatives of the 55th Legislature have condemned an act of vandalism that occurred in the joint chambers, which involved deliberate damage to property and broken chairs. They described the incident as a blatant attempt to disrupt the House's functioning. In a statement released on Monday, the majority members characterized the attack as an undemocratic and unacceptable effort to prevent the majority from fulfilling their responsibilities to the Liberian people. They expressed their unwavering commitment to the rule of law and democratic principles, asserting their resolve to continue legislative proceedings despite the disruptive tactics. The majority black members call on all leaders and citizens to denounce actions that undermine Liberia's democracy. The statement further emphasized that this act of intimidation would not deter them from representing the interests of their constituents or addressing critical issues facing the country in a transparent and responsible manner. That does it for the daily news. I do a recap of the headlines. Citizens of Magibi County suffered two separate tragedies leading to loss of two